Hey, this is the Cover 2 podcast. I'm Kale Klober.
I'm Carson Howen.
And this is the first episode of the Cover 2 podcast. What we're going to be discussing this podcast is a bunch of college football, NFL, everything in between. Uh, we're two kids fresh out of high school, actually, and we had this idea because in music tech class, uh, one of the assignments was to make a podcast, and we made 2 episodes. But we loved those 2 episodes so much that actually Carson had the idea of bringing it back, and I was completely down with it. And yeah, I'm super excited for this. So
Yeah, it's gonna be lit. Um, yeah, like Kale said, we're just gonna be talking a lot about what takes we have about college football. Just talking about games, just our ideas, our takes of just how we feel, how we feel like the season is going. I'm a big time OU fan, so there will be a lot of OU talk going on during this podcast. But Kale's gonna go ahead and tell you about his team.
yeah, well, I don't claim them anymore. It was the OSU Cowboys, but how that has shaken up, uh, I don't really want to talk about them, and I don't think people want to hear about what happened about them, considering they lose 42-0 every week.
Hey, that's okay. As long as you have a team that you like.
Yeah,
We don't do bandwagons over here.
and I still keep up with OU, but as a hater, I am one of the biggest hate watchers of OU football there is in the state of Oklahoma. Um, and so I already just know a lot about OU. So like keep your friends close, enemies closer type deal.
Exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and get started just talking about this past week of college football, the Week 9 games. First one we're gonna talk about is the South Florida versus Memphis game.
South Florida versus Memphis, first game of or the first conference loss of South Florida, and yeah, Memphis. It was actually South Florida was controlling the game all the way up until the fourth quarter, and I don't know. Memphis just this was kind of the game of who was the best non-power team, and Memphis already had the win against Arkansas. South Florida has beaten everyone, including a good win against North Texas and Florida. For what's worth, Florida. But even with Byron Brown had made a couple turnovers, and Memphis capitalized, and Memphis is now 7-1 and is 25th in the AP Top 25 now.
Yeah, I would agree. I was gonna talk about how Memphis had that really big win against Arkansas a few weeks ago, and I think that this win for Memphis is bigger for them beating UCF than them beating Arkansas in the first place. Because this win just elevated Memphis to make the playoff so much higher. Because they're currently first now in the
American
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 Conference, and then they're
Conference.
also have the highest odds to make the playoff as a non-power four
Yeah,
team.
as the group of five or whatever it is called now, they have the number one odds. Switching on, probably one of the biggest beatdowns of the week. Indiana versus UCLA. Um, Indiana's really good. I think there's no more fraud talk. If there was any after the Oregon game, uh, they could have. They could probably have the Heisman right now and the Blitnikoff and Elijah Surratt. Their defense is insane, and everyone was talking about UCLA coming off 3 straight wins after firing their head coach. They're like, could this be an upset alert? Nope. Nope. Uh, 56-6 final score. Uh, if you, for some reason, are not tuned in, Indiana's a real team and a national championship contender. So
I would 100% agree. This is second year in a row that Indiana has started off the season 8-0, and if you're a football fan, you know that that did not end very well. Come playoff time, got absolutely smoked in the first round. Can't remember who they played.
Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yep.
so the team that made it to the national championship, but they definitely got exposed. But I definitely feel like this year, this is a different year. They brought in different players, uh, better, much better quarterback. Um, and I also feel like I thought this game was going to be a lot closer. I thought it was not close, but I didn't think it was going to be 56-6.
Yeah.
Nico, who I'm not a big fan of, but he played really well. He's been playing really well. He did not play very
No,
well against
I
Indiana.
believe second play pick six was.
Yeah, did not have their greatest game, but I thought that UCLA would put up more of a fight against Indiana. But what do you expect whenever you're going to play the number 2 team in the nation?
Number 2 team in the nation, and they played like it. So
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, everyone's like Indiana because no one. Indiana is historically one of the worst Power 4 schools in the country forever, and all of a sudden they get a new coach, a couple transfers, and they've gone 11-2 and are very on their way to 12-0 in a Big Ten championship appearance.
In a very weak Big Ten conference, especially looking at the rest of Indiana's schedule. They don't have very many other games to where they could have a chance to lose.
Neither does Ohio State, too.
Exactly.
Moving on, Georgia Tech versus Syracuse. Georgia Tech stays undefeated in convincing fashion again. At first, I thought Georgia Tech was kind of smoke and mirrors. I thought they were a good story. No, I think they're actually a good team. Now they are just winning convincingly. This wasn't like Georgia Tech last year. They had that win against Florida State in Miami, and it was really close, and it's like a couple plays they probably would have lost. But no, college football's grandpa, Haynes King, is just leading that team, rushing and passing. Not the best passer. It was just crazy rusher. I mean, Georgia Tech's offense, if you look at it, it's like banging your head against a brick wall. I mean, just run, Haynes King, and then occasionally a little Jamal Haynes, a little Eric or not Eric Singleton, casual. Their other star receiver, and yeah, I think Georgia Tech's for real. They're very well on their way. Probably playing Miami in the ACC championship. They do not play Miami again, so they have a very favorable schedule.
Yeah, Haynes King is my Heisman favorite currently. Uh, like he said, he's an amazing runner, phenomenal runner for being at the quarterback position. But people were definitely disrespecting his passing game, and he really showed it against Syracuse, throwing for I think 350 yards and 4 touchdowns, having a touchdown on the ground. But I think that Georgia Tech definitely is a contender. I think they can beat Miami to win the ACC. I don't know if they're going to make much noise come playoffs, but I think they're a very solid team, contending team. Next game we're going to talk about is the Alabama versus South Carolina game. This game was it was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah. This Alabama was down for basically majority of the second half. Watching this game, it was looking like another Kalen DeBoer losing to an unranked opponent on the road. Lenore Sellers probably played one of his better games of the season. I think by the way, I think Lenore Sellers is a lot better than his numbers say, and I just think South Carolina's not very well coached and just very limited weapons in offensive line play. And again, not very well coached at the end of the game. They let Jeremy Bernard score. Thought that was really dumb. I mean, I'd rather just allow the college kicker to go out there. You never know with college kickers on the road. It don't matter if it's like 25 yards. If it's 25 yards, that's still like there's still like a 40% chance a college kicker misses it.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
like but the one thing that this game showed me was Ty Simpson is still my Heisman favorite, or not Heisman favorite, but he is among the Heisman and one of my favorite quarterbacks probably in this draft class. The dude is a straight baller and a just ice cold in the clutch.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hardly ever makes any mistakes.
no, I saw him against Georgia. I saw him against Mizzou. He comes up big in the most like it's sometimes incredible, and I think Alabama's weapons and their with their Jeremy Bernard, and even though he's been struggling, Ryan Williams, I think the passing attack is going to be huge for them.
Yeah, for sure. Moving into the next game, we're going to talk about the BYU versus Iowa State game. One of my favorite quarterbacks in the country is Rocco Becht, and he had a pretty good game, but that Iowa State defense is not very good, allowing BYU to put up a ton of yards, a ton of points. BYU's quarterback, Bockheimer, he's a stud. He's really good. He definitely was able to run the ball, throw the ball right through that Iowa State defense. And whenever you score, I mean, it reminds me of 2017, 2018 OU, not having as high powered of an offense, but having a good offense and having an absolutely atrocious defense to where if you don't score on a drive and punt the ball away, there's no chance that your defense is going to be able to get a stop. And I feel like that's exactly what happened this past weekend for Iowa State.
Yeah, BYU is one of the hottest teams in the country. They just won the Holy War against Utah, and by the way, we'll get to Utah later, but Utah is a real team. They have one of the best point differentials in college football. Only lost to um, Tech and BYU. But more on BYU. Bear Bachmeier, probably the best freshman quarterback in the nation. Kalani Sitake also doing amazing things with that program. They're just constantly uh, starting out like 7-0 every year at BYU, it feels like. They were in the mix last year. They won 10, 11 games last year. He was there for Zach Wilson and just. But BYU's is really solid team. As a Big 12 Oklahoma State fan, it's annoying that the expanded teams are taking over the conference right now. It's just because right now it's BYU, Cincinnati, and Houston are three of the four. Tech is the only one.
Utah's a contender, and they're not.
But they have two Big 12 losses.
Yeah.
And looking at the yards, it was 490 to 410. The main difference of the game was Rocco Becht's pick six that BYU's. I'm gonna guess safety because that was one of the slower pick sixes from a corner I've seen. I tuned into that and the commentators were talking about how clutch Rocco Becht was with these game-winning drives, and commentator jinx, pick six on a flat. It was not pretty.
Not one of the best drives for one of my favorite quarterbacks in the country. But do you feel like BYU is a Big 12 contender?
Oh, 100%. From they're just a sound, well-coached team. Bachmeier and their run game, very solid. In fact, and their defense is very opportunistic. In fact, I will say outgained them, but BYU had the turnover battle was 0-4. And I believe they have a bye, and their next game is going to be Texas Tech, and that's going to be a fun one for sure.
Alrighty, the next game we're going to talk about is Vanderbilt versus Missouri. Not a very high scoring game, not as high scoring as I thought it was going to be. But after watching that game, Vanderbilt is definitely a contender for the SEC going into this next week, being 7-1, having to play Texas this upcoming week. But I think that Vanderbilt is a very solid team, a very good team. They were able to really slow down Ahmad Hardy. Uh, Even though Missouri lost Bo Perbula, their quarterback, to a very unfortunate injury, I feel like that they still have a chance. Missouri does, to maybe make the playoff. It's hard as an OU fan to be able to admit that Missouri is. I mean, they're a good team, but yeah, I would say that this game was huge for Vanderbilt. Putting them into the top 10 makes it very hard for teams to be able to game plan for them, especially having Diego Pavia, one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the country.
Yeah.
Probably the best dual threat quarterback in the country. You never know how to game plan against him, and especially against that Vanderbilt defense. So
Yeah. Vanderbilt, it's crazy looking at the top 10 and you see Indiana and Vanderbilt in the year 2025. It's insane.
yeah,
But no, they have only one of the better dual threats, but one of the more controversial quarterbacks in the country. Oh, everyone else hates Diego Pavia. He kind of has that Baker Mayfield, Johnny Manziel mindset. He was started out community college, started out, then he went to New Mexico State, and now he's here. And I mean, was it he beat Alabama last year, another big SEC win. Uh, Vanderbilt's for real. Also, watch out, Eli Stowers, tight end, very good, probably one of the better tight ends in the country. And uh, the big thing for Mizzou, not only they lost this game, but they lost their quarterback for the season, Bo Perbula. Uh, that is a massive loss, especially for how he was playing and what he brings to that offense of that dual threat along with Ahmad Hardy. Um, yeah, not looking at the game, not it was not high scoring. I think I believe not only did Vanderbilt was the better team, I think it was out coaching of Clark Lee and on Eli Drinkwitz, especially on the goal line. Uh, it was Vanderbilt's for real. Now they're a for real team. I saw them against Alabama and they did get exposed. Say that. Uh, it's also really hard to win at Alabama, but I think there's a good chance they were 11-1 going into Tennessee rivalry week,
oh
and
yeah,
that'll be really fun seeing
yeah.
Vanderbilt Tennessee.
I do want to give props though to Missouri's backup true freshman quarterback. Can't seem to think of his name off the top of my head, but he came into the game very unprepared coming into the third quarter, and he was able to. I mean, he kept Missouri in the game. He was completing passes, was running if he had to, especially because Ahmad Hardy wasn't able to get it going against that really good Vandy defensive line. But yeah, I would give my props to him as well. I don't think Missouri's season is over by any means. So
And now I will say it will be very hard for, especially I believe they play Oklahoma, which, as much as Oklahoma's a good team. As much as I'm going to say a lot of bad things on this podcast about them.
yeah,
Moving on, we have, okay, Texas Tech OSU. Not much to say. 49-0. Again, starting our wide receiver at quarterback at Oklahoma State. Again, we are a bottom five. We're the worst Power 4 team in the country. Our defense is, I believe, I think it's bottom 5 in yards and bottom 2 in points. So we got that going for us.
yeah. There's not really much to say. OSU wasn't good. Texas Tech is good. Texas Tech, I think, if BYU doesn't win the Big 12, then I think Texas Tech will win the Big 12. They had that one loss to
I believe it was.
Arizona State.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost to Arizona State. Uh, their quarterback got hurt. Had to bring the backup in, who's been pretty solid for them after
Yeah.
they've won a few weeks in a
They're
row.
doing this without Barrymore, and I'm not entirely sure what the status is, but
Yeah. But I mean, if they keep winning games, you might as well think about, hey,
yeah.
why not make a change because it's been working. But yeah, OSU isn't very good, even without Mike Gundy. So
Yeah.
not really much else to say about that one. But moving on to one of the best games of the week.
Yeah.
Texas versus Mississippi State. Overtime game. As an Oklahoma fan, immediately establishes that we do not like Texas.
I cheer for Texas just because it makes OU fans mad.
Well, I got the opportunity to go to the OU Texas Red River rivalry game this year, and I got to watch Arch Manning have a decent game against OU. I got to then the very next week I watched him put up an absolute stinker against Kentucky. Then he decides to come into Mississippi State, play out of his absolute mind, leading a 17-point comeback. I think he had 360 and 4 touchdowns.
Yep, 4 total.
Yeah, 4 total touchdowns. 17-point comeback in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes left in the game. I will say this though: the fact that you're down 17 points to Mississippi State in the first place should be a problem.
Well, now I've defended Texas for a lot of the season. I can't defend them now. Mississippi State is just not good. They shouldn't be down 17. They shouldn't be down. Kentucky should have been close at either. By the way, Ryan Niblett with another punt return. No blocking the backs this time, so we're good. No, but I mean, it's just kind of what Texas has been this season. It's just start off slow, then you realize, oh, you have the best players in the country on both sides of the ball, and then they ended up winning. Also, Matthew Caldwell, Archman gets knocked out of the game and he throws a touchdown pass. There have been many times I have been calling for Arch Manning's starting spot. They won't do it because, it's Arch, but I want to see Matthew Caldwell get a game in. Mainly, see, I'm not a Texas fan, but them being good makes OU fans very angry. So I like to see them good. I liked when they beat them. Was it 23-10?
6.
23-6. Yeah. Brent Venables has not scored a touchdown in the Cotton Bowl in 3 years.
Since 2023. Yeah.
2 years. Yep.
Brent Venables is 1-3 against Texas, but in 3 of those losses, he has not had his starting quarterback fully healthy. But we won't get into that. We'll go ahead and move on to the next game.
Bud.
We'll move on to the next one. We don't got to get into all of that.
We'll get into it.
We got other games to talk about. But next we got the Wisconsin versus Oregon game. Not really. I mean, this game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Oregon has one of the most high-powered offenses in the country with Dan Lanning as head coach.
Yeah.
Wisconsin is not a good team. The 21-7, that was I thought it would be a lot bigger of a game, but I wasn't actually able to catch much of this game. But whenever I saw the box score, I was a little worried, for sure.
Yeah. Weird game. Personally, I don't think Wisconsin's going to win another game, to be honest. Weird overall. I had Oregon. I'm still very high on Oregon. I think this was a weird week, but 21-7 is really just not Oregon-like, especially with a team like Wisconsin, who is actively turning on their head coach, who they loved the hire of Luke Fickell back then. I think a lot of people did. I like the hire of Wisconsin and Luke Fickell, and now he's turned the Wisconsin program into a joke. I remember Wisconsin they were in the contention for the playoffs for a lot of the 2010s. Sick running backs, no sick running backs now. Their defense is terrible. Um, just, I'm going to chalk this up as off week for Oregon, but I mean, I'd like to see more out of Oregon, especially after the Indiana loss where they got beat up at the line of scrimmage. I never thought I'd say Indiana is out physicaled an Oregon football team by Dan Lanning. But yeah, weird game. I think Oregon just needs to chalk this up. This is a W and just move on.
Yeah, for sure. All right, the next game that we have is the Texas A&M versus LSU game. This game was a huge game for the Aggies. I know that A&M has always been either really good, really bad, or extremely inconsistent.
Yep.
But I feel like Texas A&M this year is really good. I think they're going to be able to compete. This was LSU's last blow.
Yep.
Which we'll get into this later. But A&M absolutely manhandled LSU. It was close for a little bit. Was this game in Death Valley?
It was a Death Valley night game, which
Yeah.
Brian Kelly has said before, complaining about how everyone's spoiled about, because they're this record in night games. Well, you finally played a team that was just straight up outclassed you in every way and you got blown out at home.
Yeah. I think Death Valley at night is no longer a scary place to play.
It's with the right coach, it can be, but I have a lot of respect for Brian Kelly because he is the all-time winningest coach at Notre Dame. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But just not the right fit for LSU. And looking at it wasn't close. Total yards 426 to 278. LSU still can't run the ball. A&M even had 2 turnovers, and they still beat them 49-25.
Yeah.
This game was a breaking point for Brian Kelly and LSU. Brian Kelly's out. The offensive coordinator is out. And well, there's a good chance Lane Kiffin is in a LSU cap by the end of or by next season. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. Next one, we're going to move into Michigan versus Michigan State. These next few games aren't going to get a lot of talk, but there definitely were good games, good matchups that could have ended better or worse. But starting with Michigan State, the biggest observation that I saw was that Bryce Underwood needs a crap ton of more reps.
Yep.
Being 18 years old, going into your freshman year of college, being a Division I 5-star quarterback, going to Michigan, who won the championship 2 years ago.
Yep.
You have a whole lot on your shoulders, especially whenever you go to your second game ever in college against an Oklahoma team.
Yeah.
At Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The best defense in the country. That definitely shakes your nerves up. And you go and play your first ever rivalry, Michigan State, one of the best rivalries of all time, in my opinion. If Michigan State wasn't poverty now.
Yep.
But
2010s.
Yeah. But this game definitely should have been a lot closer. Or I'm sorry, should have been more of a blowout. What was final?
It was 31-20, so it was a handle win.
Yeah.
But imagine trying to tell your 18-year-old, 19-year-old quarterback, okay, so your second ever game is going to be at the University of Oklahoma in a night game. I think it's just it's a lot on Bryce Underwood. I know he was the number 1 player in the class, but it's hard. It's hard for a freshman to succeed like that. Michigan, 86 yards passing, 276 on the ground against Michigan State. Just down, very Michigan-like. They will beat you physically on the ground, unless you're USC, but I don't know what happened in that game. But I don't know. There is a good chance Michigan goes 10-2 going into Ohio State. They are not out of the playoffs yet. I don't think they're a playoff team, but they're still on pace for a 10-2 season, which still really good after the catastrophe that was last year. You know, they beat Alabama, Ohio State. Michigan's a weird team. Michigan's been a weird team for 2 years now.
Yeah. Inconsistent. Never know what's gonna. You never know. You never know what's gonna happen whenever you watch Michigan play football. But
and it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be low scoring. You're gonna want to sleep whenever you watch Michigan. Yep. Moving on. Houston versus Arizona State. Ranked Arizona State at the time. Houston kind of proved that they are, not pretenders in the Big 12. They only lost to Texas Tech. Houston was just better than Arizona State. Arizona State, I think, has been very overrated this entire season. Keep trying to put them in the poll. They had the win against Tech, but no Cam Scatabo. They had Jordan Tyson, very good, probably a top 5 receiver in this class. Maybe the first receiver taken off the board. He's that good. But Levitt has been very up and down this year at quarterback. And Houston, if we're going to look at the game, I promise I'm engaged. My phone is just so I can look at the actual box score and stats of the game. Houston was up 24-0. So basically all of Arizona State's points were in garbage time. Connor Wigman, grandpa of college football, I believe legendary quarterback of the 2022 A&M class, the greatest recruiting class of all time. But just, again, turnovers. What did Arizona State in? I believe Sam Levitt actually left the game. Jeff Sims is in, and, well, if Jeff Sims is in a college game, we can ask Rex Heskew about this. It's not a pretty sight.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on to the next game, Washington versus Illinois. This is not what I expected this game to be like. It was a little bit of a shock to me.
Blowout.
Yeah, especially the way Washington has been this year. That didn't score a touchdown against Ohio State.
Played Michigan.
And
did not. I think they scored 1 touchdown.
Yep. And then they go into the preseason 10th ranked team in Illinois.
Yep.
And blew them out. Illinois is not the best team in the world. We saw that as soon as they played Indiana.
60 points.
Yeah, exactly. But that was just, Washington has one of the best quarterbacks in the country, in my opinion. Is he freshman?
So, I believe a true sophomore.
Okay.
DeMond Williams. No, DeMond Williams really good. Kyler Murray light, dare I say. That's what he reminds me of. Washington is one of the best, most fun offenses in the country. They're just solid all the way around. DeMond Williams, Jonah Coleman, Denzel Boston. Those just a 3-headed monster. Washington's offense is just really fun to watch whenever it's not playing Ohio State or Michigan.
So the good teams.
Yeah, so against good teams, they're. But no, Washington. I think Jed Fish has got that program. Jed Fish is actually going to get probably some offers from the jobs that open up. He's got that Washington, a couple years removed from a national championship. appearance, Michael Penix, and now he's got them back to a very solid competitive team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Um, Moving into the next one, we're going to talk about this absolute atrocity of a game, Utah versus Colorado. Uh,
Yeah,
this is the first time where I'm like, is Deion Sanders the coach for the Buffaloes?
yeah, it's hard. I believe it was 56-7. Yeah, this was the worst loss of Dion. Dion said after the game, he said something like, "I haven't had a beating this bad since my mama gave me one when I was a kid." And yeah, Utah is very interesting because if you look at their schedule, they actually just do this. Like this isn't like shocker that they just drubbed a team. They do this to. They have done this to everyone besides uh, BYU and Texas Tech. Looking at it, they started the UCLA downfall 43-10. West Virginia 48-14. Arizona State 42-10. The only losses were they got blown out at home by Tech, but a 3-point loss in the Holy War at BYU. Utah's an underrated team. They're very much in the Big 12. It's bad for them. They have 2 Big 12 losses, but
Yeah.
I believe this says more about Utah than it does Colorado. This is a rebuilding year for Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Deion, I'm going to give Deion the benefit of the doubt this year, but next year, if he doesn't, can you win 10 games?
Yeah. I don't know.
Can you win 10 games? Like, I know you had a Heisman. You from Jackson State, you didn't even recruit him. But, man, if you don't give Colorado back to at least 8 or 9 wins next year, I know that's a lot, but the way Deion's been perceived,
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, for sure. Next game to talk about is the Tennessee versus Kentucky game. Not really much of a game. The reason we wanted to kind of highlight this one was because of the matchup that OU has going into this week. Tennessee's good.
Very good.
Very good. High-powered offense. Really, really.
Dare I
really,
say Lincoln Riley OU-esque.
Yeah, let's not reach that far into it. But let's not do that. But
could have had Heupel.
Tennessee is good. Tennessee is real good. Defense is lackluster at times. Sometimes whenever they decide to lock in, make some plays, they'll make some plays.
They have recruits.
They have players, but it's all about execution, and they haven't been executing on the defensive side of the ball very much. That's why they lost to Bama.
And that's why they lost to Georgia.
Exactly. Came down to the wire, and they couldn't get a stop. Gave quarterback no momentum to be able to go score points.
Yep.
Which led to them losing.
Yeah. No, Tennessee, 56-34. Joey Aguilar is one of the better quarterbacks in the country. They have one of the better receiving corps in the country, led by Chris Brazzell. Again, very Lincoln Riley, 2021 or 2018 OU-esque. They're going to score a bunch of points. In fact, they are leading the country in yards at 530 a game, but they are giving up 400 yards a game on the defensive side of the game ball.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to win games. But, I mean, Tennessee's making it work.
Outscore the other team. That's the name of the game. Outscore the other team, and that's what they do a lot besides Georgia and Alabama, which both were road games. And I feel like it's a little dishonest to bash Tennessee that much for losing a road game to the number 4, number 5 team in the country.
Exactly. But, they had leads in both of those games. Oh, I'm sorry, no. They had a lead against Alabama That was a shootout game.
No, they had the lead
Oh, I'm
against
sorry.
Georgia.
Yeah, they had a lead against Georgia.
That was a shootout.
That was a shootout, and then they just got absolutely manhandled it.
They had the game won, field goal, and this is why I was talking about the Alabama South Carolina game, about that coach being not intelligent response about we let Jeremy Bernard score. No, if you saw the Tennessee Georgia game, you understand why you want a college kicker to go out there, especially on the road.
Exactly. All right, the last game we're going to talk about, obviously, we're going to give our deep dive analysis on the Oklahoma Ole Miss game. 11 o'clock game, very rainy game for the first half for the most part. So they're fans of OU that are very, very delusional. There are OU fans that are very, they have lost all hope.
Yep.
As an OU fan, lifetime OU fan, I feel like I'm kind of in the middle, and you can attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that OU is either really good or really bad. I think we can win 3 of our 4 next games, or we can lose all 4 of our next games. That's the problem. And that's what I found out at this Ole Miss game. Last week, OU playing South Carolina beat them 26-7 at their place. South Carolina is the team that just competed with Alabama.
They competed with Alabama.
So I watched this game. I was like, we beat them 26-7. We got a little bit of run game going. Offensive line looked good. Defense was great as always.
Yep.
But so I got my hopes up a little bit going into this Ole Miss game. I'm like, okay, all we got to do is give Trinidad Chambliss some pressure, right?
Yeah,
some pressure. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
He's a former, I believe he was a D2 quarterback.
Yeah, D2. So we go into this game, and I'm like, okay, we just give him some pressure. I think we'll be okay. After watching that South Carolina game last week, we ran the ball pretty well. Ole Miss isn't known for having a good defense, better defense than South Carolina does. But I thought that we'd just be able to get the run game going, be able to play.
You had one run.
Yeah, we had that one run, but Mateer was back to old Mateer, not being able to complete passes unless it's a 5-yard slant.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't run the ball worth a lick. Defense was on the field 80% of the time, which meant the defense was tired, which meant Ole Miss scored a lot of points. The biggest takeaway that I have 3 takeaways from this game. 3 biggest takeaways as an OU fan. Number 1, if OU doesn't win another game for the rest of the season, I think Brent Venables is gone.
I agree with that.
Okay. Second take is I love our defensive line. I think it's top 2 in the nation, and it's not 2. But on run plays, on run plays, pass plays, R. Mason Thomas and David Stone love to over pursue to try to get sacks.
Yep.
Which leaves a 6-yard hole in the middle of the offensive line, which gives free reign for what's his name? The running back, Lacey from Missouri.
Juan Lacey. Yep.
He's really good. I'm going to give him that. But he was able to run free, or it would be 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, and there would be a wide open hole. All of our secondary and linebackers are back in the field in zone coverage, and Trinidad Chambliss would just run for the first down. And that happened on 7 or 8 occasions.
Yep.
And finally, the last takeaway I have is that John Mateer is not that guy. Ben Arbuckle is not that guy.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad we saw that third thing you're talking about your defense is overly aggressive. They heavily rely on TFLs. If they can't get a TFL on first down, and they can't get you behind the sticks, they can be dealt with. This is what Texas did in the second half, actually. They were getting positive run plays with Wisner. Wisner hasn't done anything since, so they can be taken advantage of in the run game and for how aggressive they are and how Venables' scheme actually allows you to get decent holes in the run game. They want you to get to 3rd and long, and they just want to throw as many looks as possible to confuse the quarterback and get a sack. That's all they want to do. They couldn't do that because, well, they played a competent offense. And the reason why I think OU's defense, very good, but the reason I think you're saying one of the best defenses in the country, I disagree, is they played their best offenses was 46th in the country, and that was Michigan at the beginning of the year.
But okay, that's fine.
46th in the country.
But that's fine. You know the why that defense played so good against Michigan?
Because they played a freshman quarterback.
That's sure. But also, the offense was able to score points. They were able to be on the field. The reason we lost to Texas, we couldn't score a point. 2 field goals in 4 quarters. Couldn't score a point, couldn't throw a pass, couldn't complete a pass. Okay, going to South Carolina. Offense is on the field, we score points. Only hold them to 7 points, right? Then we go play Ole Miss. Can't score a point unless it's a 75-yard run or a busted play, 70-yard passing touchdown. Mm-hmm. Other than those 2, it was punt, turnover, punt, muffed punt. So, which means that the defense was on the field for more than 80% of the drive or 80% of the snaps, which means, yes, we make a lot of rotations on the defensive side of the ball, but they're all going to get tired, especially the way they play defense. Like you said, they over-pursue, they're very aggressive. The way that they're coached to play defense is that they're going to get very tired very fast.
Especially against a Kiffin offense, which is literally, if you watch Kiffin, he wants to run 17 plays per drive. That is how he runs his offense. Yeah. He's a very good offensive coordinator. But he wants to run as many as play. He wants to get to like 70, 80 plays, and that way your defense is so gassed.
Yeah.
I will give them that they are tired, but my issue is they are going to be had with in the secondary also. I think if they can't get through on the D-line, I think that secondary is a problem to me. And like I know you said they get down and, you know, best offenses that like the best offense they played was 46. You finally played a good offense and they allowed 30. So, and because your defense was actually good against Texas. They allowed, but Texas is 108th, by the way. They allowed a punt return, so can't really get mad at them. Your defense is very good. My problem is you haven't played, you finally play a good offense, and they put up about 450 on you in yards and 30 points. Which I just don't think, like, I think now you're going to play Tennessee. Now you're going to play Heupel runs a very similar offense to Kiffin. You're going to play Alabama, with one of the more surgical quarterbacks. I don't think the Jalen Milroe thing is going to happen last year. And what brings me my point is, so y'all are just reverse Lincoln Riley now. The problem is Lincoln Riley was winning more games at OU. The fact of the matter is you can't focus on one side of the ball.
Yeah.
And so what boggles my mind to me is why y'all are still okay. Y'all are less harsh on Venables now because, he got the defense good. Now that y'all are tough. Well, I'd rather win and, quote, not be tough, be a hard-nosed physical football team, you know. I'd rather win and not be tough, like Lincoln Riley, than, you know, we play the game right. We play defense and, you know, win 6 games at most every year.
I just think those tougher teams have a better chance of winning a national championship, which is what Brent Venables believes. Sure, whenever he was at Clemson, he had a Trevor Lawrence who never lost in college.
And Deshaun.
Yeah, exactly.
He was just a coordinator.
Exactly, but he also coached one of the best defenses in the country every single year. I don't think Venables is a head coach.
No.
I think he's a phenomenal defensive coordinator who coaches to the best of his ability. Might I add, he rebuilt this team from the ground up. As soon as Lincoln Riley left,
See, that's
they're
where I have to say something, because yes, Riley took some of the player. He took the coordinator. My problem is you're still Oklahoma. You still get good players.
Yeah.
You still get the best players like every year because you're the University of Oklahoma. So, like, this whole building from the ground up, I just don't buy it, because what the program is, like, it's not really building from the ground up. And the fact this is not building from the ground up when you were, the previous seasons were 12-2, 11-2, 11-2, 9-2, 12-2, like just 12-2s throughout the year. And now you did not, quote, you still got the best players. The problem is you had again, I'll admit, Lincoln Riley soft on the defensive side, Alex Grinch, Mike Stoops on calling the defense. But I just think it's been overblown of what Venables has done with that defense, for the fact that, I mean, they finally have a top 5 defense in the country. I will say they are top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not like that's cool. Win some games.
Yeah.
That's the main takeaway. I'm like happy or not happy. I'm just kind of over the whole we're good at defense now, and we're a defensive football team, and like we're all about toughness, and finally we're tough. Lincoln was never tough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about tough anymore. I just want to win games.
For sure.
And I think Lincoln actually gives you a better chance at doing that.
Okay, so next up we're going to talk about how we feel, who we feel, who were the winners and losers of Week 9 of college football. Kel and I both have made winners of the week, losers of the week, and then we decided to call the worst game of the week the dud of the week, and then the best game of the week the dub of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on my winners of the week. My first of two are Marcel Reed and Texas A&M. They played a phenomenal game against LSU. Really shut up a lot of haters. Just with talking about how not good their offense was. How Marcel Reed is just a runner. He can't throw the ball, and he really proved a lot of people wrong. I think Texas A&M is legit, and they're really like that. And then the second winner I have is Haynes King. Haynes King is a dog, man. I love him. He's probably my favorite quarterback in the country, other than my GOAT, John Mateer. But anyways, so he threw the ball for like over 300 yards whenever people said that he couldn't throw the ball. Seems like I have a little bit of theme going here. I got running quarterbacks that finally have had a good past couple weeks. They had good throwing games. But what do you got for us?
Big Marcel Reed. So first winner of the week for me, might not know this, Drew Westmaker of North Texas threw 600 yards passing at North Texas. That's a school record. He's leading the country in passing yards. 608, 3 touchdowns. Eric Morris, head coach. Should have threw him in here, but a master of talent evaluator. Evaluated Patrick Mahomes. He also was evaluated in John Mateer at Washington State. And he's got North Texas at 7-1. Rebuilt that program, and the star is Drew Westmaker, who I believe is either a sophomore or a freshman, through 600 yards. That's insane.
Get him up out of North Texas.
Yeah, that transfer portal going to hit hard. Second winner, Um, hmm. Lane Kiffin, just for the comments at David Stone after the end of the game, y'all saying you're a lot quieter now. This is not. I mean, I'm trolling because like OU lost, but Kiffin is a big win for him because he has this stigma around him that he can't win ranked games against ranked opponents.
Which is true.
Which
He won his first one.
He beat Georgia last.
He
He beat
won.
Georgia last year. He beat Georgia last year. Anyway, went to Oklahoma, beat Oklahoma. Honestly, the game, if for some reason if Ole Miss could play or it was a couple plays away from being a blowout, to be honest. But no, Kiffin, my winner of the week, and especially now the LSU job's opening. Kiffin is going to be a busy man in the offseason.
Oh, yeah. For sure. You want to tell us who your losers of the week were?
Yeah. To be honest, I think there's only one answer, and that is Brian Kelly in LSU. Well, I already mentioned this, but the dude was never the right hire at LSU. He's a great coach, but he's a Yankee.
Yeah.
He was a Midwest guy trying to fake an accent, doing a cringy dance. Like as soon as it started at LSU.
Yeah.
Beat Alabama, gave him that. Got a Heisman in Jaden Daniels. But now he's just lost the program. He's lost the fans. He's lost the team. And Kelly's going to go somewhere else. I think he's going to do very good at somewhere else.
Yeah.
But at LSU, he just never was the right hire.
Yeah, mine is also Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
34-14 in, I believe, 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
4 seasons at LSU, which good.
Good.
But I agree with everything you said about how there was just no identity on that team at all over those last few years. And then, my other loser is John Mateer because I don't know what he had going on. Couldn't complete an open pass longer than 8 yards. Love the guy. Still think he's the guy in some ways. Like I said earlier, I don't think he's that good, but I think he's the guy for what Venables wants, for what Arbuckle wants.
Yep.
But he needs to step it up because if he plays the way he played against Ole Miss, we're not winning the game for the rest of the season.
Well, and my point about OU was I said this before the Texas game, and that was kind of proven right. If John Mateer cannot play good, y'all have no shot because that offense is still not good.
No, it's not good. It's better than it was last year.
Your offensive line is still bad, and you still have no run game of sorts.
We just have better talent than we had last year, in some ways.
Yeah.
But, my dud of the week, the worst game, was definitely the Indiana versus UCLA game.
Indiana UCLA blowout.
56-6. I thought it'd be a lot more competitive. Indiana was going to win that game no matter what, but I thought it'd be a lot more competitive, especially UCLA winning 3 games in a row. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. I was very, very disappointed with that game, honestly.
I think everyone was because I thought this was so weird.
Yeah.
Because everyone was talking about, or on Twitter, everyone talking about the OC Jerry Neuheisel at UCLA as he's the head coach. Now the head coach is Tim Skipper. But every win UCLA has posted Jerry or like college ESPN has posted Jerry Neuheisel like he's the head coach of UCLA. They lose a game, Tim Skipper's on the cover. I'm a little like that doesn't make sense. Y'all like Jerry Neuheisel because he's young and fun, and then Tim Skipper comes in. It's like, oh yeah, he's the reason now. Like, really? Dud of the week, Colorado, Utah.
Yeah.
53.
I feel like you could have gone either way.
Yeah, the same game, but like, because I turned this game on after, and like, because a lot a lot of the games were a lot of meh games, to be honest. But like after Texas Mississippi State, I turned this on. Late night game, the only game on. Another touchdown. Then it was 40-0.
Yeah.
Like I know Utah. I've been on. I said Utah was gonna win the Big 12 prior to this season, but really,
Yeah.
56.
It was rough.
Yeah, Dion. I mean, like I'm gonna give you a pass, bro, but that's bad. That's really bad.
For sure. I mean, dub of the week, pretty self-explanatory. Best game of the weekend, and it pains me to say this, but Texas Mississippi State was the best.
Yep.
Was the best
And
game.
I have the same answer.
It was the best game of the weekend. Arch Manning finally proved himself that he's not a terrible quarterback.
Right now.
Yet he needs more reps.
Yep.
He needs more time to develop. I think he's the guy for Texas. I don't like him. I don't think he's that good, but he just needs more reps. Never thought it was going to be anything special coming into Texas, but I don't know if that's just OU hatred for Texas or
I believe it's OU hatred.
or just straight analysis of who Arch is as a player. But yeah, Blake Shapen at Mississippi State absolutely just gave up.
Don't say that name, bro.
Just stopped playing. Was not. Yeah.
I'll explain why I hate Blake Shapen. First of all, he's not good. Second of all, 2021 Oklahoma State versus Baylor, he was the Baylor quarterback in the Big 12 championship after they had moved away from Gary Bohannon. We're not talking about that, but no, Texas Mississippi State. This was the best game. Arch. Let's see if what Arch can do after this. Texas still has to play Georgia.
They play Vandy this week.
Yeah, Texas actually has a gauntlet. They play Vandy, Georgia, and A&M these next couple weeks. So
And Missouri. They play Missouri as well.
Missouri, who is statistically one of the better defenses in the country too.
Yeah.
Arch, we'll see what Arch can do. This is a very bad Mississippi State team. Jeff Lebby, famous, loved OU offensive coordinator. So let's see what Texas can do after this. Gutsy win. Ryan Niblett has now 2 punt returns on the season. But yeah, now it was easily the best game though.
Yeah, for sure. Moving into the next, we're gonna just react, kind of talk about the top 25 that came out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We've already looked at it a little bit, but now we're just gonna kind of talk into it. And then we each made our own top 25.
Yep.
So we're gonna be able to compare. Neither of us have seen each other's top 25, so just being able to compare, while also being able to compare the AP poll as well. So. Looking at the AP poll, number 1, we have Ohio State.
No.
Self-explanatory. There wasn't much change in the top.
Not
the
much
top
change at all.
15.
Especially, top 15. I think from what I'm seeing, like only one drop, maybe. Yeah.
There were a couple drops out of the top 15. Both of those teams being Oklahoma and Missouri. Because they both lost to top 10 teams.
Yep.
USC, Utah, and Memphis all three made their way back into the
top 25 deservingly.
Yeah. And for the most part, not much change. The tie between BYU and Miami.
That's dumb.
Makes no sense to
That's
me.
really dumb.
I don't know why they did that. But not much really to change. Vanderbilt makes its way into the top 10.
Yeah. Actually, I think they were.
They might have.
They were
10.
10. They were 10.
Okay,
so they move up one spot. Georgia Tech 8, Ole Miss 7. There's really not much I have to really complain about. In fact, the only thing I have to complain about really is Texas and USC still being in the top
I
25.
agree. I 100% agree.
I mean, Texas is getting in based on name alone. Like if you seriously watch Texas, there's no way you could tell me that's
Yeah.
one of the 25 best teams in the country.
And they still have a 40% chance to make the playoff.
Yeah.
As a 2-loss SEC team that almost lost to Kentucky.
That was Kentucky. Yeah. And then USC goes in back in the top 25 when they don't play. Like, what are we doing? As much as I want Lincoln Riley to succeed because OU hater in me would love that, it'd be so funny.
Yeah.
But like, what are we doing? They
Yeah.
just throw them in. Oh, they're USC. Let's just throw them in
I
there.
feel like the people that vote for the AP poll don't actually watch the games.
Oh, that's very well
Yeah,
established.
and they just go off of name.
Zibes.
Exactly. Which I will say, the most impressive thing about this list is that there are 5 Big 12 teams in the top 25.
Heck yeah.
Before the season started, if you were told me that there would be 5 Big 12 teams by week 10, I would call you crazy.
By the way, I believe the preseason teams were Iowa State, K-State, Arizona State,
Kansas was also ranked.
and now they are all unranked.
Like if you were to tell me that Cincinnati would be ranked 17th in the country above Oklahoma.
With one of the hottest quarterbacks in the country, and Brandon Sorsby.
Yeah. At number 17 above Oklahoma in the AP poll, I would also call you crazy. So you can never have any expectations whenever it comes to the AP poll, how teams play 9 in and 9 out. So
Yep.
So we're going to move on. We're going to go ahead and talk about our top 25. We'll each go one by one. Just talk about it, agree, disagree, one or the other, because I have a feeling that ours are very different. So
It could be. I don't know. To be honest, mine hasn't changed that much. Can we agree on 1 through 4 is Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Alabama? Do you have Indiana 1?
No. I have the Aggies at number 1. I have the Texas A&M Aggies at number 1 in the nation.
That's bold. It
is bold.
That's a zesty take.
It's my hot take. It's my hot take, and I will say, I'll die on a hill. I think A&M is the best team in the country. I think A&M is going to win the national championship. They are so well coached. They just bullied the crap out of LSU. That game, that was crazy to me.
Defense concerns me.
That's fine.
I know it's Bobby Petrino, that scumbag, but he scored 42 on him.
Yeah.
Taylor Green, that offense is underrated, but still Arkansas.
Yeah. But yeah, I have Ohio State at 2, Indiana 3, Alabama 4.
Okay. So I have A&M 3. I think they're fine at 3. I'm not going to go that far.
That's my hot take. That's my hot take.
You know, that got to get views. Number 5, I actually have Oregon over Georgia.
Okay.
I believe Georgia's so weird to me this year because I watched them play bad for 3 quarters and then they just win.
Yeah.
But they did that to Tennessee. They won the same way against Tennessee and Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Their defense all of a sudden, they can't play defense all of a sudden. But Gunnar Stockton they just go blow for blow and they make a one critical stop and then they win the game.
Yep.
And
exactly.
But like I can't get over the 3 quarters, and besides Wisconsin, Oregon has been way more consistent, and like yes, they lost to Indiana, but I think that loss is more impressive than losing to Alabama. So
yeah.
I just think Indiana's better than Alabama.
I kept Georgia at 5. I was tempted to put Oregon down after their performance against Wisconsin, only dropping 21 points on them. I would have just switched them and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech being at 7.
I have Georgia Tech at 7 also.
Yeah. So I put Georgia Tech at 7, and then I dropped Ole Miss down to 8.
Ole Miss 8, yeah. I actually just think Georgia Tech in the neutral field would beat Ole Miss right now. Just I think the fact that Georgia Tech can play so good ball security football because of Haynes King,
Yeah.
and just they win the game by not letting you touch the ball.
Exactly. Yep. I have Vandy at 10, Vandy at 9, Miami at 10, BYU at 11.
Also have that as well.
I kept those three the same. Miami didn't play. They won their game. Vandy won their game. They beat a ranked team, so they're gonna go up.
Yeah.
And then BYU's solid.
Yeah, solid. They're just the talent discrepancy between even Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt's more talented.
Oh, yeah,
Miami's weird because we saw them ranked number 2. Miami could either be that number 2 team or what we saw with Beck against Louisville.
Yep.
They can be like not in the playoff.
Yeah.
So they got to be careful. But I think they're a very good team that just. But if Beck throws 4 picks again, I don't know.
They can't win games that way.
No.
So I am not a big Notre Dame guy. I don't think a 2-loss team should be that high.
Yeah.
Especially the games that Notre Dame have lost.
I mean, well,
Miami and
your number 1 Aggies.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not high on CJ Carr. Jeremiah Love is the best running back in the country.
Yep.
But yeah.
No. See, I disagree. I have Notre Dame 12 still. I want you to tell me to watch Notre Dame and tell me they're not one of the top 15 teams in the country. I've watched them. They've went blow to blow with Miami and A&M. I'm a little more concerned on the A&M because their defense played awful and it was a home loss.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, I saw the USC game. I saw they are physical. They're well coached. I think Marcus Freeman's going to get some offers, even though I don't know why you'd leave Notre Dame.
I don't
to be honest. That makes a little sense to me.
Brian Kelly said he wasn't going to leave, and he left.
Look what happened. Look what happened, bro.
Exactly. I moved Tech up to 12,
Okay.
Tennessee to 13, and then moved Notre Dame down to 14. Yes, both of those teams in Tech and Tennessee both have 2 losses, but I think their losses are better losses. And I also think their teams are just better. I also thought about putting Tennessee above Texas Tech as well.
Yeah.
But the way Texas Tech absolutely manhandled Utah at Utah, and Tennessee hasn't been able to close games out in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's the only thing for me. And then, I don't know, it's just the Notre Dame. I don't know. But I swapped to Louisville and Virginia.
Okay.
Louisville beat Miami whenever they were ranked number 2 in the nation. Virginia,
they've had.
I don't know.
They've had 2 close wins against not very good competition.
Yeah.
They are 7-1. I believe how they got that was they are Louisville's 1 loss.
Yes, but this past week they only beat North Carolina by 1 point.
At overtime.
Exactly. So that's why I dropped them down 1 spot. Yes, they're 7-1. No, they're not going to compete for the ACC.
Yeah, I agree. I have Tennessee at 13, Tech at 14. That one's kind of a coin flip. I just like Tennessee's offense, and I know their defense can play better than it is. It's really bad, but I know they can play better. Texas Tech might have one of the best defensive players in the country, David Bailey, their DN. This is the first time in history Texas Tech has played defense.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
So this is kind of weird for me, but I just think talent, Tennessee could beat them. 15, I have Louisville. I think Louisville is the most underrated team in the country.
Yeah. I think they can compete for the ACC as well.
Yeah, Jeff Brom, all he does is beat number 2 teams in the country. He's beaten Miami, and I believe, he's beaten Ohio State a couple years ago, and I I'm pretty sure he upset someone else last
Yeah.
year. I'm blanking on it. And the year before,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, he beat Ohio State in 2019 at Purdue. He beat Michigan, number 2 Michigan State in 21. He beat number 2 Iowa in 21. He's gonna get calls. I think he's an underrated coach, and
Yeah.
that offense is actually very. I mean, I'm saying underrated a lot, but
Yeah.
Miller Moss, I believe Isaac Brown and Chris Bell. That's a underrated three-headed monster at Louisville.
I agree. At 17, I have Oklahoma.
Okay.
18, Missouri. You're probably wondering why there are a couple teams going up by one spot, but we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
But I have Oklahoma 17, Missouri 18, Michigan 19.
Okay. So going, I have Cincinnati 16, Virginia 17. I probably this was a hate, so I'm actually gonna switch this, I have Oklahoma still 18 and Missouri 19.
I just realized I completely fluked and did not put Cincinnati in my top 25.
Rough.
So
Yeah.
if I were to redo that, I would put Cincinnati at 17,
Yeah.
OU 18, Michigan. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. I would have Cincinnati 17, OU at 18, Missouri at 19, Michigan at 20.
Yep.
So
I agree. I'm gonna switch this. I'm gonna have Michigan at 20, because I put the team that beat them. I have Washington in my top 25 now. I have Utah 21, and I'm gonna have Washington 22.
Yeah.
I mean, both of their wins. I thought Washington should have took USC spot.
Yeah, I agree. I have Houston at 21, Utah at 22,
Okay.
Memphis at 23.
Yep.
Iowa at 24.
I forgot about Iowa actually.
41-3 against Minnesota.
Against a rivalry game.
When have you ever seen
Iowa score 40 points?
Exactly.
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
So I think that was a very dominant performance for them.
Yes.
Because Minnesota's not a sleeper. They're not good, but they're not like a...
Well, I mean, that's what... They've basically been the other Iowa. They play good defense.
Yeah.
They're going to be a tough out. They're going to be physical.
Yeah.
They can't play offense out of the big bet.
Yeah, and then I have Washington at 25.
Yep. Michigan, I have Michigan 20, Utah 21, Washington 22, Houston 23, and then I actually have salute Navy 24, undefeated Navy.
Okay.
Brian Horvath, been a star for 2 years now at Navy. This is kind of a respect pick because now they're going to play Notre Dame and lose by 40 because that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But Navy 7-0 and very well on their way to winning an American. I mean, they very well have a chance with, and I have Memphis 25, who's they're competing with. Right, that conference is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Navy, Memphis, Navy, Memphis, Houston, and North Texas and South Florida all in that conference.
Yeah.
And South Florida's the worst record-wise, but they've been ranked in the top 25 for almost the entire season.
Yeah. Biggest takeaways from that is, I mean, I have A&M at 1.
Yeah.
That's my hot take. And then we both took out Texas and USC.
Yep.
Pretty understandable. Texas almost lost to Kentucky.
Texas hasn't played good against good teams besides OU.
Yeah. I mean, I understand why they have them in the top 25.
Pure talent.
Exactly. And then USC, they didn't even play last week, and they got put back in the top 25.
Yeah,
that
was a little pat in the butt for USC. So
yeah. All right. Next thing we're gonna get into, we're gonna talk about
Heisman's.
our top 5 Heisman ladder currently. After hearing our top 25s and hearing our takes and our favorite teams,
I think we can kind of predict.
We might be able to predict, but we also might be able to have very different top
Yeah.
20 Heismans. So, do you want to start with 5 or do you want to start with 1?
Let's start with 5. Make
Start
it
with
more
5.
interesting.
Start 5. Okay, go ahead.
Number 5. This is my hear me out pick, but Mekhi Lemon, receiver out of USC. I watch a lot of USC because hate watch, but also they're at I hated Lincoln at OU. His teams are fun to watch, but Mekhi Lemon is a very good receiver. He's every game he's getting about 10 and for 140. He's might be the first receiver taken off the board. I've seen so many Jeremiah Smith. Can Jeremiah Smith get a 100-yard game against a real team?
Yeah.
Before we put him in the Heisman, just off of name,
for sure.
That's my take. But Mekhi Lemon, I believe, is the best receiver in the country, and I believe they didn't play, so he might be not, but he's been leading the whole country receiving yards.
Oh yeah. So I actually have an honorable mention. Cam Coleman from Auburn.
Oh.
He's a top 3 receiver in the nation
with
Jackson Arnold throwing him the ball. Yeah. 6'3". He's big boy.
Get him out of Auburn, bro.
So
please.
fast. You see that catch that he had this past?
No, the dude's insane.
He's ridiculous. Get him out of Auburn. But yeah, he's my honorable mention. He's not in my top 5 because he has been putting up the most crazy amount of yards.
No, he hasn't had the chance.
I'm just giving him respect because he plays for Auburn. But my number 5 is Ahmad Hardy.
Out of Mizzou.
Running back. I had him in my top 3 a couple weeks ago, and then he had 2 not so good weeks. He didn't run the ball very well against Auburn, couldn't catch, and then did not run the ball very well against Vandy. But Auburn and Vandy both have really good defensive lines, which is why I still have him here. But if he amps it up and rushes crazy against whoever they play next, I think he'll get back into that top 3.
I was thinking about Ahmad Hardy. The only issue is, looking at it, he hasn't played the best against the highest competition.
Yeah.
That was just what made me drop him out.
Yeah, for sure. Number 4 for me is Jeremiah Love.
Number 4 for me is Jeremiah Love.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Ball knowledge. What can I say?
Yeah.
But, best running back in the country.
By far. Yeah, I honestly don't. I mean, you said Ahmad Hardy, but I legit I don't think it's close right now.
Yeah.
With Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love, how many yards did he have against
USC? He had he had 200 and...
Yeah. He had a crap ton of yards. He was the entire reason they won that game, scored points.
Yeah, he might be a top 10 pick. He's really good.
He needs to have another really good game to be able to get in the top 3, maybe even top 2 in the Heisman. Because this year is definitely one of the weirdest years for Heisman.
It's not a very strong year. No one's putting out crazy numbers, really.
Like 4 weeks ago, John Mateer was number 1 in Heisman.
Yeah.
And now we see where that is.
Yeah, and I thought that was weird when it was like 6 touchdowns, 2 picks passing. So.
And then he had 6 touchdowns, 6 picks. But we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Anyways, you want to go ahead and share your...
Number 3. Number 3 for me is Julian Sayin at Ohio State.
Okay.
Interesting. I think he's like 80% completion percentage. He's freaking stupid.
Yeah.
At first, watching Texas is a good defense, so I don't know why I was putting too much stock in it. But he's a really good quarterback. He's way better than Will Howard. The last year at Ohio State, he's way better than Kyle McCord at Ohio State. But he's legit. I think he puts Ohio State over the top. They don't have the highest offensive production from a point standpoint, but he is so efficient, and I believe he's like 19 touchdowns, 2 picks or something.
He's real good. Yeah. I actually don't have him in my top 5.
Yeah.
I think they're 3 quarterbacks better. I got Mendoza from Indiana at my number 3.
At 3.
Can't remember his first name for some
Fernando.
reason. It's blanking. But yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's really good.
Indiana, 8-0.
Yep.
I'm going to give him that right there. He's real good. Throw the ball, he can run a little bit here and there. But, it also helps that he's very well coached.
Yeah.
I think, he's real good. I don't really have much to say. I feel like his game kind of speaks for
He's
itself.
very solid. Yeah. Literally everything about him to describe him is solid.
Yeah. Number 2 for me is Ty Simpson, quarterback for Alabama.
Number 2 is Ty Simpson out of Alabama for me.
He is also very, very, very accurate when it comes to throwing the ball.
Yeah.
I will say Ty Simpson throws the ball deeper more than Sam does.
I think he has a better arm than Mendoza.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely gives more of like a, I don't know. Mendoza reminds me of, I don't know. His pocket presence is really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. People were saying at the beginning of the year that John Mateer was more of a Baker archetype, but I also see Mendoza as kind of a Baker archetype as well.
That's interesting. So when I was thinking, Ty Simpson, to me, the way he delivers a ball is very, and just how surgical and poised he is.
Yeah.
Like, he is incredibly clutch. And right now, I'm excited because we're gonna have an episode where we talk about the NFL, which is what I enjoy more actually. But the Rams had the 11th pick. Saw a draft Ty Simpson. The 11th pick from the Falcons.
Yeah.
If we get Ty Simpson behind Stafford, but I think Ty Simpson's arm, his velocity, Ty Simpson fires that thing.
Yeah.
And like, I think he is the reason why Alabama's winning games right now.
Yeah, for sure. He's
on offense.
for sure. He's clutch in the fourth quarter, which is extremely impressive for somebody that's just now getting their first,
finally getting his first start.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. I think my number 2 and my number 1 are very close, which I said earlier in the episode, but Haynes King is my number 1 Heisman right now.
It's a very interesting take, to say the least.
Leading a Georgia Tech, a smart school to 8-0.
Yeah.
A smart school. He throws the ball well. People say he's more of a runner. People were comparing him to Riley Leonard. That's what I was hearing comparisons of.
I agree with that.
And
still.
I think that is
that
very
still.
disrespectful.
I agree with that.
350 yards last week, 4 touchdowns, 1 on the ground, against a not terrible Syracuse team.
They're okay.
They're all right. But I mean, but I think Haynes King is he's like that. He's like that.
Yeah. Number 1's Fernando Mendoza.
Okay.
Best. He's like number 1 in pass, or number 2 in passing, number 1 in touchdowns. There's number 2 in the country. It's just, for me, clear cut. I don't know who the better quarterback is, to be honest, between him and Simpson right now. But I like the Heisman edge. I gotta give it to Mendoza. He's gonna be the first quarterback taken in the draft, most likely.
Yeah.
And I mean, Indiana's a buzzsaw right now.
Oh yeah.
So Mendoza's gonna be my number 1 Heisman,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest, it's gonna be a weak Heisman race. I'm not really feeling it this year,
because the top 2 at one point was John Mateer and Arch Manning.
Yeah, it just no one's putting up gaudy numbers.
Yeah.
Mendoza's, these 3 are playing really good. If you watch the game, they're playing really good. If you watch, they're really efficient, but they're not like, it's not like Caleb Williams a couple years ago.
Or Ashton Jeanty, Travis Hunter. There's not
or
Baker or Kyler.
Jaden Daniels 2023.
Exactly. Or Joe Burrow.
There's
not one player
there's
that's
no like
so much
holy
better.
crap,
Yeah,
this is so
exactly.
historic. No,
Exactly.
it's just they're very solid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get into our next segment, talking about we're gonna predict games for Week 10.
Mm-hmm.
We picked, I think, 10 to 12 games.
Yep.
We're just gonna kind of just run through them. But Penn State versus Ohio State, no Drew Allar, no.
Just no Penn State.
No Penn State, no James Franklin. It's still a rivalry. It's still one of the best games ever. That rivalries wise.
Yeah, but it's also a very OU, OSU, big bro.
Exactly. But I have Ohio State winning the game 34-10.
Yeah, I have Ohio State 31-10. It's
okay.
it's I believe at the shoe.
Yeah.
It's
oh yeah, for sure.
I don't think Penn State's going to do anything.
No. Next game, Vanderbilt versus Texas. Texas are frauds. Diego Pavia is like that. Vanderbilt defense is like that. I got 35-20 Vandy.
I have Vanderbilt 24-13. I think it's going to be an ugly game, actually, and I think just Vanderbilt's going to pull away at the end.
Yeah.
But
That's how they've won games this year.
yeah, Texas defense is still they're really close with OU, to be honest. They're top 5. I know they allow. It was weird. It was a weird. Mississippi State's weird. Texas is weird, but I have Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Next game, Miami versus SMU. Upset alert for me. SMU, Jennings.
I
mean,
was Rhett Lashley.
Heisman contentions last year. SMU made the playoffs. They're so extremely inconsistent, but I have SMU winning the game 24-21.
Yeah, very interesting. This is gonna be my upset actually too. I don't want to copy you, but like this was my upset leading into it. I have SMU 31-28. SMU, believe it or not, has not lost a conference regular season game in 2 years.
Yeah.
Since they were in the American, they didn't lose last year because the Clemson game was the ACC title game. They have not lost. So SMU is going to be like, this is not an easy game for Miami.
Oh, yeah.
And we know how Crystal Ball is against unranked teams.
Exactly. Next one, Arizona State versus Iowa State. Very solid Big 12 teams. The two most inconsistent teams in the Big 12.
Two of the most, I'd say, disappointing. This is a rematch of the Big 12 championship.
Yeah. This is, two high-powered offenses, not very good defenses.
Yep.
But I have 31-24 Iowa State. You know, my boy, Rocco Becht. He's going to do good. He's not going to throw any picks this week.
I have 35-31 Iowa State. I think they're just better. I'm not too big. Jordan Tyson, I've already sung the praises. I think he's the best player in that game.
Oh, yeah.
But I think Iowa State not only is better. I think they're just better and better coached. I like Matt Campbell is very underrated.
Yeah, for sure. Cincinnati versus Utah. Two ranked teams, two very, very, very good ranked teams.
Yeah. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to see. We didn't really see either of these teams really being good. Like I said earlier, since
I was on the Utah hype.
I don't know
preseason.
Yeah, but I have Utah winning the game 34-27.
Yeah. I have Utah 24-21. This is really a toss-up for me because Brandon Sorsby of Cincinnati is a dark horse Heisman contender. He's that good.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's one loss was to Nebraska. They're undefeated in Big 12 play. So they do have a lot at stake.
Yeah.
So does Utah because they can't lose another game in the Big 12 to get into it.
For sure.
So this is going to be I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think Utah's is overall more talented than Cincinnati, so going to go with the Utes.
We threw in the Texas Tech versus Kansas State game. Just Kansas State is so streaky, but
yeah, I don't understand them at all.
I don't think this is going to be close. I have 35-6 Texas Tech.
Yeah. I'm going to say, because I only did like a couple scores, but if I were to guess, it'd be like 42-21 Tech.
Yeah.
I don't K-State I swore was gonna be like 1-11 after they barely beat an FCS team, and they lost they were 1-4. They lost to like an American team.
Yeah, they lost to I don't remember who they lost to, but it was not pretty.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, I think they've won 3 in a row now.
Yeah. And
they beat. They just killed Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
So the talent's there for K-State.
Yeah.
I believe I picked Utah, but I believe K-State was my runner-up in the Big 12. Because I was big into Avery Johnson and Dylan Edwards. And
for sure. And neither of them have really.
Avery Johnson's been okay at this.
Indiana versus Maryland. If you thought Miami SMU was an upset,
This guy.
Indi-
This
in-
guy.
Indiana better
This
watch out.
guy.
Indiana better watch out. Maryland, true freshman quarterback in Malik Washington Jr. Dog.
Yep.
Tight end Dorian Fleming. Dog. Nolan Wright, running back. Dog. I'm telling you, watch. This game's gonna be a lot closer than you think. But I got Maryland beating Indiana 31-28.
Indiana 55-0 next. Mississippi State, Arkansas.
Okay, that's fine. But watch. Don't sleep on the Terrapins. Don't sleep on the Terrapins. Mississippi State, Arkansas. I got Mississippi State winning 35-30. This is the mid-off.
The mid-off.
The mid-off.
You know what? I have Arkansas. Arkansas, Bobby Petrino. He is going to be Jeff Levy. I think this is going to be I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a 50-50 game.
Yeah.
But it's like, I got this 38-31. 38-31 Arkansas. This is going to be a shootout, and Taylor Green's going to make a play at the end.
Yeah. USC, Nebraska. I got USC winning 17-14. High-powered offense, but Nebraska's defense is like that. Dylan Raiola just needs a crap ton of more reps.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Not much.
Weird game. They're very similar spots. They're both playing for Big Ten. Their Big Ten lives.
Yeah.
I believe they're both 5-2, and I have to lean. This is really hard. I have to lean on the offense of USC and Maava.
Yeah.
I have it. Actually, I'm gonna have 17-14. Like, this is gonna be a ugly game, but I think first of all, Raiola is gonna make a mistake. More likely to make a mistake than Maava.
Yeah.
And I think USC is just better offensively.
Yeah, for sure. South Carolina versus Ole Miss. This is an offensive juggernauts playing against each other. Not much defense going to be played. For the most part, I think Ole Miss is going to win 42-28.
This is weird. I have Ole Miss 35-14. I think they're gonna pull away at the end because South Carolina's a weird. They have a bunch of talent: Lenore Sellers, Nick Harbor. We don't have to say much about that.
Yeah.
And that D line is actually really good with Dylan Stewart.
Yeah.
But, just they can't play offense out of a paper bag, to be honest.
For sure.
South Carolina can't do it. Ole Miss's defense ain't great, but South Carolina's offense is worse than Ole Miss's defense.
Finally, we got the Oklahoma University going to Tennessee at night.
In Knoxville.
Josh Heupel does have Venable's number. He does.
Yep.
But that doesn't matter. Give me Oklahoma winning 28-24.
Whew, upset. Yeah, I have Tennessee. If I'm picking Tennessee and I'm picking them about, I have Tennessee 35-24.
Listen, I can't pick against my Sooners.
Yeah, I understand.
Can't pick against them.
Tennessee, better offense. They are better offensively. This is my hot take. They are better offensively than OU is better defensively. With Joey Aguilar, and Josh Heupel, and you could have had Josh Heupel. So that could have been.
That's fine.
Actually, no, he was the year before. But y'all, fun fact, Heupel was the OC one time at OU, and y'all forced him out because y'all thought he was trash. And then
because he wasn't great.
Now he's arguably a top 3 offensive coach in the country.
That's fine. Just watch these Sooners. Mateer's gonna have a comeback game. I've been talking a lot of trash on Mateer as a OU fan, but I feel like that has to be a bounce back game for Mateer for him to save his season. So.
Yep. And I'm going to pick against OU every time. No, I genuinely think Tennessee. I said Tennessee was going to beat OU before the season, so I can't.
Okay, last thing we're going to talk about in this episode is we're going to talk about the top 15 teams that were in the AP rating, and we're just going to decide if they're pretenders or they're contenders.
Yeah, we're just speed run this, contenders, pretenders.
Yeah. You know, because, I mean, this is one of the weirdest college football seasons in a
We've
while.
seen, yeah.
There are a lot of teams that can compete because like Georgia's
Yeah.
not undefeated, Alabama's not undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 4 undefeated teams remaining, 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll just go ahead. Ohio State, they're a contender.
Indiana,
Defending champions.
Yep.
Indiana,
contender.
A&M,
A&M, contender. Bama, I'm going to say contender.
I say contender.
Yep.
Georgia,
I'm going to say pretender for Georgia.
I think they can contend. I don't think they'll win, but I
Yeah.
would not be shocked if they made the national championship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oregon is a pretender.
I have Oregon contender, so that we flip-flop on that.
Ole Miss, pretender.
I have Ole Miss as a pretender.
Georgia Tech,
Pretender for me.
contender. Haynes King is going to carry them. I'm telling you.
The Haynes King
I think
propaganda.
I think Georgia Tech is going to win the ACC.
Yep.
And they're going to beat whoever they play in the first round of the playoff and make some noise. I'm just going to throw that out there. Vandy, they're a pretender.
I have pretender.
They're a pretender.
Pavi has a nice story.
Yeah.
Miami, for me, is a contender if Beck plays good.
Yeah, literally their entire performance as a team depends on how Carson Beck plays. So I'll consider them a contender. BYU,
pretender.
Notre Dame, no matter how much, I don't think they deserve to be that high in rankings.
They're a contender. I've seen them in big games.
Yeah, because they have Jeremiah Love.
And they have, I think Carr's better than what you give them credit for. So
Texas Tech, I think they're
a pretender. I think they're Texas Tech.
Yeah. Tennessee,
contender. They're contenders, but
they just can't win big games. That's the problem.
Yeah, they're a lot like Penn State.
Yeah, for sure. Virginia.
Virginia, I put bruh. So that's that's what I think.
Yeah,
of Virginia.
they have no chance of winning. But yeah, that was the first episode of the Cover 2 podcast. I hope you enjoyed. So we're gonna do a college football episode and an NFL episode every single week, depending on release date and like editing and all that, when those will get released.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you.